Oh, it's different then.
Bear in mind, I was like 15 years old as well, and I'm trying to be cool.
You were trying to be cool.
I was trying to be cool. It was hard enough as it is, but yeah, he dropped me off in this road. Everything, like wind blowing, things are being exposed, and then he beat the horn. And that was,
You can't imagine that, guys, can you? You've never seen it in his Oh my God.
another great one was, I was again about that prime age of about 15, and I got some pocket money. I was so excited because I was starting to shave my legs. And so I went and bought one of those really expensive razors, and I was just so excited about it. Hadn't used it before. Went up to the bathroom, ready to have a shower, ready to use this beautiful new razor, and it had all these pubes. It was pubes. Yes. Just sitting there. But it wasn't like he accidentally used it thinking it was his. It was like he left it deliberately out, waiting for me to show me that he'd used it first. And it was just like, that was terrible. This one, I actually had to ask a few people if this is too much for today, but I think we all agree that we know what he's like.
Here we go.
I think this is the worst. I save it to last. So I was again about 15, maybe 16. It was my birthday, we had a sleepover, and we'd all woken up the next morning, and we were sitting in the room chatting about boys and all this sort of stuff. And then Dad pulls the door open, he goes, "Nikki, time to shave my back crack and sack." And then just closed the door. The whole room went silent. The only one that got it was Sarah. Sarah sitting there just very embarrassed. She knew it was a joke. But she never had to do it. No. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then one of my friends,
I would never have done it.
No. One of my friends actually, then actually turned to me and said, "You don't really do that, do you?" I was like, "No, I don't really do that, thank you."
Not the
but that one was good. So while at the time it was just horrible and I really hated it, it was horrible. And it probably ruined my social
You're better
life.
for it though.
But I am better for it because now I have all these children that are teenagers that are in my life. And I'm just going, yes. And actually recently, Hazel said to me that you are the most embarrassing stepmom ever. And I was like,
Hey, Hazel, and now she wears glasses too. Oh my God. Embarrassing.
yeah, I'm getting old. I actually have to wear glasses all the time now, which I should be wearing today. But I am old. So
That
anyway,
means we're genetically linked because I think your glasses about them as well.
well,
You're not adopted.
I kept telling everyone I was adopted until I was about, 25?
Yeah.
And then I think everybody's just like, you look too alike, unfortunately. But anyway, that's as far as it goes for me. But I really appreciate all the things you do. Very generous, and yeah, we've had some fun. So we've had some real fun.
Yeah.
A lot of embarrassment, but fun.
I don't know.
All care
I don't know.
All right, so Loz is going to say some words now. Next.
Tim, as the youngest, is going to go last.
Loz is older than me. Just so
I
you
just
know.
want to put it out there. We want to say a few words about Tone. Happy 70th, such an amazing milestone. Being such an incredible father and father-in-law and grandpa to us all. You're one of the most kind, interesting and generous people we've ever met, and your efforts go above and beyond to include everyone and make sure that everyone is really happy and fed. Your shockingly inappropriate but charming humor cannot be matched, and we love that you're a really great listener. One of the best, most recent memories we have of Tones was when Tim and I were on our honeymoon in Europe, and we spent a few days with both Janine and Tony in France in their little country house over Christmas. Tones had a day organised, chauffeuring us around the French countryside to points of interest, and showed us this beautiful river with a rich history of transporting boats down a series of old locks, explaining in great detail, really intense detail, how it all worked and what it would have been like.
trained, I love.
I'm getting to that.
Oh my
I'm
God.
impressed you weren't interested.
It's
Yeah.
it's like going deep into a portal of knowledge and reliving exactly how it would have been. Afterwards, we were all hankering for some food, and he drove us to the cutest seaside town lined with boats and restaurants, also explaining random points of interest along the way that only Tones would know about. We found a little seafood restaurant, and as a treat, Tones ordered us a feast with fresh oysters and shellfish, carafes of local wine, and some dessert. He has this really amazing ability to create these pockets of pure happiness. And sitting there in the winter sun with full bellies and smiles on our face, joking about how much he loves chocolate transport. It was bliss. So we're so grateful we can switch off. We just we're so grateful we can have these moments with you, Tone. They mean a lot, and we're so appreciative. While you may be a quiet introvert, if anyone takes the time to stop and listen, there is the most beautiful, kind, and intelligent person to be found.
Who are we talking about now?
And in your words, Tones, I love you.
Alright, I'm next. Can everyone hear me
Oh, for
okay?
God's sake.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Uh-oh.
Alright, so first of all, unlike Mikey, I actually wrote my speech myself.
Thank you.
That's the first bit. So I just wanted to start it off by, again, sharing a little bit of dirt on Tones. I think everyone here knows and is pretty aware of what he's like and his moral corruption. I'll share a few stories here. So Loz and I were fortunate enough to meet the oldies over in Europe in our honeymoon, and one of those destinations was Switzerland. Loz and I booked some accommodation for all four of us in a little loft-type guest house, high up in the mountains on this steep, rocky, craggy cliff.
I know where it's going.
However,
I know where it's going to go.
the stairs to the loft bedroom were also very steep, just like the mountains, particularly for the elderly. This posed a serious obstacle for Tones, who was certain he would have to traverse the stairs to get to the bathroom below in the dark. So, night falls, and after sharing some fondue with some locals, we decide to retreat back to the loft room. In the morning, I step out of the room, and waiting at the door, like a breakfast tray at a hotel, I see the toilet brush holder. What's that doing there? What is this? Oh God. It was Lau's makeshift upstairs toilet. Is it number one or two though? Leave that to the crowd. So number ones or number twos?
Keep going. More.
Anyway, watching that Lau in holiday mode was a real eye-opener. Everybody knows that he has a thing for trains. It's been mentioned already today. It was pretty cute actually. Loz and I would often watch him at train stations. He would either say, "Going for a wander, Dal," or simply just appear 100 meters away down the platform. With his hands sort of joined behind his back, observing like this. And he'd look at the power lines, and then he'd look down at the tracks. After a while, he would appear next to you again, out of the blue, undetected, and he'd whisper something sinister in your ear like, "There are both standard and meter gauge tracks at this station." Wow, Tones. Cool. I know for certain now that Tones is neurodivergent. Being forced to spend so much time with Lau while we were over there together reminded me of something about him that I've always admired, and that is the way that he peacefully observes the world around him. Maybe it's because of his absurd ability to observe that he's so full of knowledge. It could be geography, geology, history, technology, botany. He can just go for a walk and you know that he's just taking it all in. And when he comes back, he almost always has something genuinely fascinating that he has seen that everyone else missed. And he'll tell you about it. And it's generally more interesting than train tracks. Lau, I really admire how inquisitive you are. And as time goes on, I've started to notice subtle traits that have seemed to diffuse from you across to me.
Yeah.
And I would love to say how horrible that is, but the truth is, I'm stoked. I love it. So, I love you, Dad. Happy 70th. Congratulations.
Where's that one?
Thanks, Rob.
Who's going to get pinched?
Lucky
Can we get a quick photo?
Yeah. Yes, can we have a photo?
Sure.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Should I have the right of the
Tracy.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, go on.
Thank you guys for such caring and comments. I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Black, thanks for coming from Tamworth. All the guys from Newey, Dave. By the way, I'd like to introduce you to Dave, who is Nicky's other half, and some of his kids there. Welcome to the family, Dave.
Come on in, Dave.
If you
come
have
on
second
in.
thoughts, I fully understand.
If he hasn't worked it out by now.
No, you're probably right.
Dave, Hazel, Benson, come on in.
But
You're part of the family.
thank you very much for being here. I'm absolutely touched
Come on.
and taking the time
Come on in.
and the energy. I really appreciate all of you as individuals. So thank you for your time and consideration. And most importantly, thanks for putting up with me for being obnoxious most of the time.
No,
So,
thanks to me for putting up. Yes, Nana Gret, can you come in the photos?
and
please?
lastly,
Come on, Grant.
I'd like to thank Ducklips for putting all this together, because if it was relying on me, it would never have happened.
It was like
Good on you,
yesterday,
Ducklips.
it's like, so what are we doing? What are we doing?
Thank you guys for all coming. Thanks for being great friends. Thanks for being here.
Okay, look. Have a look at the camera, everyone.